So, I've had an idea. See, this year I'm trying a bunch of brand new things and filming it along the way. And this week I thought I'd try car photography. But unfortunately, I don't drive a very nice car. In fact, I drove a Suzuki Swift 2008. However, the toy shop is open, which is why I've bought a BMW RC car. This one's gonna be a good one. Alright, so here is the plan, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take the photo just here on my desk because we've got the light already here. We're going to put a background here on the monitor, the ultra wide, just so we can put like a cool landscape behind it or something. And before we do that, I've just got to show you the sunset because oh my, it is beautiful. Check it out. Alright, I think that's quite enough of the sunset. Let's get into it. Oh, alright, whoa. Now that it's dark in here and we've got one of my lights set up, we can finally sort of set up the scene to start taking the photos on. Alright, so we've got our background just up here. We've got the car. We need to get something for the car to sit on so it looks like the background. And I'm thinking this chopping board just here will do the job. Alright, so now I'm going to try and match lighting in the background. The soft light up here is already doing a fantastic job just filling in the front of the car, but I need to fill in the back. In the background you can see that there's a bit of a lamp back here. It's color temperature blue, so CTB. So to mimic that, we're going to use an aperture light. I don't know which one this is. If you know which aperture light this is, can you comment down below? I just need a bit more height on that. Ideal. A photo album that I've looked through once. Alright, before we take the photo, I might just get some cool little B-roll of this real quickly.
They ask you how you are, you have to say that you're fine, and you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because...
Alright, so it's now the next morning. Finished up last night packing everything up. I was gonna edit, but I was just super tired and I want to make sure I, can put my all into it. And we're gonna edit this photo today in Lightroom. And the version of Lightroom that I'm using is Lightroom CC. And the reason for this is I'm trying to do this entire shoot using things that you guys could use at home. That way, if you guys wanted to give it a go, you can. Alright, so let's jump into it. So I've got my photo here, it's ready to go. We're gonna start off with just doing some light changes. I don't wanna make it too bright just because it is a night scene. Alright, cool, now that we've done that, we're gonna go into our curves. I'm gonna leave the light curves for now, but we are going to change some of the red curves. It's just so we get a bit of a teal look on it. Yeah, there we go. Get that sort of teal shadow look. I do love that look. So we're gonna now go down to the color mixer just to have a play around with some of the colors in the image. Looking at the overall image, we've got a lot of blues, a little bit of oranges in there, but I'd really like to make those oranges pop a little bit more, and to do that, I wanna change their color to red. So we're gonna go down to the color mixer, and we're gonna select the orange, just drag that to the left a bit just to make them red. Cool, and I now want to go over to the blue tab, and I'm just going to desaturate the blues ever so slightly, while also making them a bit more teal. Just so you know, the overall look that I am going for is a more cinematic, gritty look than a very professional car photography look. So if it's not really what you're expecting, I'm sorry. Alright, so now I'm going to do some selective editing. So I'm going to start out by doing a gradient in the night sky. So we're going to start up here in the left hand corner and drag it down, just so we don't affect the lights in the car park too much. Now I'm going to get my paintbrush tool and I'm going to paint the headlights so that they are illuminated. Now by all means, there is way better ways of doing headlights, but this is my DIY approach to car photography. Alright, that's looking good. So we can see both the headlights now coloured in. We're going to turn off our mask so we can actually do some effects. Bring up our exposure, tint them slightly. Mainly just bring up our exposure, bring up our highlights. And then we're also going to add a little bit of haze to them. Excellent. Alright, I'm now going to use the radial gradient to add a bit of a lens flare to the lights. Cool, so we'll make it nice and thin. And we'll turn up the exposure so we can actually see them. Oh, that looks cool. And I'm just going to add a bit more of a feather to it, just so it looks a little bit more natural. Alright, now that we've filled in our headlights, I'm going to use my brush tool just to brush around the actual surface our car was sitting on when we took the photo, just so we can make it match the background, which has a bit more of a bluish concrete look to it. Alright, so we're going to turn off the mask so we can actually see what we're doing with the tools. Going to make it a little bit more blue. We're also going to take down the exposure a little bit. And I'm also going to up the clarity just a touch. Alright, cool, so that's going to finish up our selections. And we're now going to go back to the edit tabs. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add some clarity. You don't want to go too overboard with this effect because it can make your photos look ridiculous. We're just going to add a little bit of that and also a little bit of the texture slider as well, just to pull some of those textures out of the car. Then we're going to add some grain and a slight vignette, I think will work, sort of. And I'm going to add a little bit of sharpening as well. Alright, so I think that's going to finish everything up for us. You can go check out the full image over on my Instagram account at Calum_Davies_. And be sure to comment what other things you'd like to see me try. I'm currently trying to make 52 videos in 1 year, so I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed because it really helps support me throughout this year. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.